Hi, and welcome to the U.N.A.S.S Midwatch podcast. Thanks for listening. If you're enjoying our podcast and would really like to help us out, please subscribe and leave a review wherever you are listening. It really does help us grow our audience. If you are on Facebook or Instagram, head on over and subscribe and follow us so you never miss an episode. We also have a Patreon available, so you can help us keep this podcast going. Just look us up and become part of the U.N.A.S.S today. Now sit back and enjoy the show.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
Hello.
What are we gonna watch next?
I don't know. What do you guys want to watch?
I want to watch something new. I don't want to re-watch another season of something.
I think we should watch American Gods.
What is that?
It's a phenomenal TV show.
So, you know who Neil Gaiman is?
No idea.
So he's a author. He writes these really awesome books, graphic novel type things, and a lot of them have been made into TV shows. And American Gods is one of them. It's about old gods versus new gods, like the internet media versus like
Thor
and Odin and people like that
all
in
the
America.
Old gods that people got used to when they were growing up, people that they praised. Now with technology, we step away from those old gods and we're trying to praise the internet or television, and we're more focused on that than old religion. And in it, these gods are real, both new gods and old gods, and new gods don't want to start a war, but they want to be the all-encompassing, this is our world, you are old, just die or come with us. And of course, the old gods don't want to.
So what, Odin's just walking around like, believe in me?
No, he's like recruiting so he can fight the new gods.
Yeah,
there's going around.
There's like a
Fight
war
the Dark
looming
Lord.
between old and new gods. It's really
It's
good.
pretty good. It was a good book. I picked it up at an airport not knowing what it was. I could not put it down for like a week and a half.
Was
Two
Odin,
and a half hours till you landed.
There you go.
Was Odin getting together like a group to go on a quest to fight the new gods or something?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
They have
Wanna
this.
look at it like
When
that?
there's a group together and it's about the internet, all I think of is the gods. No?
No.
No.
Okay.
It was a good try, though. I have faith in you. I'll come back to you in 5 minutes. You'll have something better.
Let me workshop that one.
I still don't get it.
He did. He has another TV show that's on one of the other streaming servers. I forgot what it's called, with the angel and the little demon dude.
Good
Good
Omens.
Omens.
Good Omens.
On the Netflix one.
I think it's
No
on
idea.
Amazon.
Jesus. Are you dying?
No, I was eating some chocolate, so my throat's a little wonky.
Chocolate of all things.
Makes me wonder how the younger kids growing up now are going to fare in their adulthood with being minimally exposed to like germs and bacteria and stuff like that. How long term they're going to hold up.
We'll probably see something increase, like peanut butter allergies that, quite frankly, have skyrocketed out of nowhere in the past few decades.
and
It'll
lactose.
just be something different.
And lactose like intolerance, it seems to be really high now.
What was
or
the-
Wheat intolerance.
what is that? What's
Celiac.
that? What's that fake
Yeah.
thing that?
You know, diabetes ends up giving you lactose.
Yeah. Gluten. That's what it is.
Yeah,
That
that's what
fake
we're-
ass
wheat
thing.
and,
People are
celiac.
allergic to gluten. I'm like, we didn't even know what the fuck gluten was like 5 years ago. Why are all these people allergic to it now?
So it's actually
My
not
favorite is when you come across someone who says they have a gluten allergy and you've known them for like 10 years.
Hey, come on in.
Talking about
Hola, I'm here to fix the toilet.
J-Lo! What's up, buddy?
Where
What's
the
up?
fuck have you been?
Working.
Well, technically you're still on watch because you never came back.
Is that why you still have your gun?
Yeah, you've been walking around for a week with your gun on you?
No.
What the hell is that?
I
Not
like
a toilet
it.
brush.
I carry it around. It's cool.
It's the new and improved
But
snake.
I take it off and put it in my locker when I'm done.
Oh my god.
If you shoot that down the drain, it clears
Wow.
up everything.
You really need to come back from crapping so you can fix the armory, folks.
Yeah, I'm here to fix the toilet.
All right, man. Cool.
Whose toilet is it?
It's Leon.
It's mine.
What did you do?
I was coming out of both ends the other day, and it just became too much for the vacuum of the toilet to handle.
Good.
Sweet
This is
Jesus.
gonna be fun.
Did
All
you
right,
just
man.
say that's
Enjoy.
going to be fun?
Yes?
He
You don't
likes.
like messing with
Just
shit?
let him be. He likes his job, man.
Hey man,
I've never heard.
if you
Someone
love your
say
job, you
that's
never
some
worked a
fun.
day in your life.
So
That
not
is
true.
false. Yeah.
I
Feel
think
if you
I
like
think
your
like
job.
getting down on my knees, face next to the toilet,
Giggity.
plunging. It's
Giggity.
amazing. It really satisfies all my urges.
Giggity.
All?
All.
Like
All.
sustenance and
Yes.
Say that word again.
I don't.
I think he means sustenance.
Thank you.
That's what I said.
Good job. Sustenance.
That's what I said.
The hell was
Ta- ta-
that?
ta- ta.
While since you needed to look
Yeah.
up Webster's.
That's your new word of the day. Can you say that word again? One more time for Drew, please.
Sustenance.
Thank you very much.
There's two N's.
Did you just lose your accent again?
What accent?
Oh my God, he did.
Is it just me? It's not just me.
No, I hear it too.
There's no accent. I haven't had an accent this whole time.
Explain what you
Yeah,
want
I
to
don't
do
know
with
what
his
you guys are
toilet.
talking about.
I want to clean the shit out of his toilet.
He's Texican.
This makes me physically uncomfortable.
It's Texican, man. It's a thing.
What
What
is a
is that?
Texican?
Texas Mexican.
It's a fact.
Texican.
It's kind of like Spanglish.
So what? Like
yeah, but
certain...
your accent changes. I
It
can
does.
understand
What?
Spanglish because
You've never
You're
gone
mixing
home
the
before
languages.
and talked to friends and had a different accent?
no,
No? Oh.
no.
So what? When you talk to him, because
He sounds normal to me.
wait, say something to him.
How does he sound normal to you? You're from Louisiana.
It's
He
kind of the
sounds
same.
normal. It's the
thing.
same thing.
Where's the toilet at?
Baño aquí.
¿Qué?
Baño aquí.
No habla.
It's over there.
Oh,
Say something
Okay.
to me.
what?
Say something to me.
Like what?
I don't like this. I'm not the only one getting this, right? Say something.
I don't see it.
Who is your favorite football team?
My favorite football team would have to be the Dallas Cowboys.
Ask him what his favorite football team is.
What's your favorite football team?
Dallas Cowboys.
Me too.
What's
That's
I
weird.
don't-
Why are we just going to repeat the same info over and over?
Yeah.
Makes
All
no
right.
sense.
Go fix the toilet.
Yeah, I'm gonna go fix the toilet. I'll
Please.
probably be back in like 10 minutes, maybe. We'll see.
Maybe. I don't know. You hear anything? Feel free to pop in. I like talking to you.
Yeah, okay, I can do that.
Yeah, he's fun.
Okay.
Rob, you heard that, right?
It does change. I don't know why, but it does change.
Because he's acting like it's not, and he's acting like it's not.
I'm not acting. You're the one that probably needs to go see Bill's and update your audiogram.
I mean,
Have
that's.
your
I probably
baseline
need that too.
reset
Probably
back
true.
to normal for the 18th time.
It's because I'm brown.
Ish.
But
Ish.
you're like pale as fuck. What are you talking about?
I'm brown.
He's brownish, where the sun hits him. and
On the inside.
Pale-ish, where it doesn't.
What the fuck did he just say?
Is he talking to the toilet back
I
there?
think he said something about the scent.
I don't know. I don't.
Have you
know.
cleaned it since then?
I've tried to, yeah.
What do you mean tried?
There was just no success.
He's been using my toilet because his has been broken.
So clarify.
Like
is
the
there
Pringles
still shit
can.
in the toilet.
Yes.
The Pringles can that he laid.
Oh,
Was-
I don't like that.
Impressive,
Comparison.
to say the least.
What happened is I didn't have a poop knife.
That's a common mistake. You guys didn't synthesize one? You probably could have.
No, it's too. It was too late by then.
What is a poop knife?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go out on a limb and say I don't. I think I know what a poop knife is, but I don't want to make the mistake of getting it wrong.
I'm on the same as page as you on this one. I'm genuinely surprised at Rob being as big as he is. I'm gonna assume he takes large shits.
So, when you were growing up, you didn't have a poop knife?
No.
So, my family, we take really, really large shits quite
Okay.
often that most of the time don't flush down the toilet.
So you have a knife to help cut it up.
So you have a poop knife, and it sits in the bathroom, and you clean it after you use it every time. And when you take one of these giant shits, you take the knife and you cut your poop up so it'll flush down the toilet. It's a poop knife.
Okay.
I mean, usually it's not meant to. It's not like you're cutting a sausage. Like you just cut it in half, and usually that breaks it enough to where it goes down
You
the
don't
toilet.
pull it out. Just
No, you just reach in with the knife, and you just.
I have never heard of that ever.
So then I'm gonna assume that you take like rabbit pellet shits.
J-Lo,
What?
have you ever used a poop knife?
A poop knife? Yeah. It's a normal thing.
Okay. Go back to what you were doing.
Okay.
Told y'all, I'm not crazy.
Yeah, no,
We're
no.
not crazy.
3 out of the 5 people right now say that they know poop knives. So you two are the minority on this. You
So-
don't know.
First of all, I don't like the fact that you assume my poop size based
But
on
you haven't had to use a poop knife.
no.
And
exactly.
he's not fixing your toilet.
That's what I'm saying.
and he is fixing
You are
his.
assuming my poop size because I'm a large male.
Yeah, you shouldn't assume
However-
anything. It's his decision to choose.
It's not his
There
decision what
is-
size shit he takes.
It is.
It's all in your diet, actually. It is a decision. It's all in your diet. My friend has this dog that's huge, like St. Bernard, huge type of dog. Feeds it an all-natural diet, pellets. And they dry up and sprinkle into the yard within an hour.
I'm going to test the size of this thing.
Hey,
My
J-Lo, you need a
dogs-
fire hose?
Huh?
Fire hose help you out?
No, I got an industrial strength plunger.
Nice.
What the fuck makes it industrial strength?
It comes with a motor. You attach it to the sides of the toilet, and it plunges the shit out of a toilet.
Literally. I mean,
Oh my god.
that's what it's
Don't ask
supposed
too
to
many
do.
questions, or else your watch is going to assign you to him or something.
Yeah, okay.
Probably
You
uses
may need to
sound
learn.
waves to break up the shit in the fucking pipes.
Shockwave. So what do you call that knife? A machete?
A poop knife.
A machete.
A
Machete is pretty
He has
fucking
been sitting
good,
there
though.
thinking about this whole time.
That's his
Well,
Australian.
I
in
said
him.
I got 5 minutes to workshop something. That's what I came up with.
See, that would have been great if he'd have been like, "Wait, you mean the machete? We have that in Australia. We just why a knife? Like, I don't understand." Then it would have been 4 against Rob. That would have been great.
Wouldn't be the first time.
I'm back to the. You take small shits.
Yeah. What is that big deal?
You're a very large
It
man.
has nothing
Do
to
you
do
have any
with
extra
it.
paper towels?
Yeah, they're right over there.
Okay, thank you.
It has absolutely nothing to do with it.
Don't flush those. God damn it. Well, actually, you're here to fix it.
So he's the guy that would clean
That's
it.
right.
He can
Yeah.
flush them
What I
if he
do, man.
wants.
Oh, yeah.
Gracias.
De nada.
Yeah, don't assume I have big poops because I'm big. It's all in your diet. It's the amount of
And frequency
Waste.
of poops, too.
yeah. And
But
I
you
do
and
poop
Leon
4
eat
times
like
a
the
day.
We've
same
already
stuff.
kind of established, right?
Well, and we're on the Taz together. We eat the same stuff.
Not necessarily.
What
When's
did
the
you eat
last
for
time
dinner
you
last
had
night?
plastic cheese, chicken nugget, pizza without sauce?
What the hell did you just say?
That's what they had for Midwatch last night.
So it depends
Just
on what
cut
they
up chicken
have, if I'm going
patties
to eat their food or not. If I don't like it, I'm
Get a
making
colonoscopy.
something up here.
Yeah. Last night, I think we made lemon garlic chicken with a side of green beans.
Yep.
Is it just me, or is J-Lo getting louder?
I don't know.
He's just doing his process, man.
Man's working. I'm not going to mess with him.
I can't believe somebody created such art.
Speaking of diets, right? My wife told me that I've been gaining a few pounds, and she saw me in pictures of me in uniform lately. When I get home, she's gonna probably make me be very careful of what I watch. I don't
Of
think
what
so
you
much
watch?
as
Of what you
calorie
watch?
counting.
Why is... What do you mean, what do you watch?
Do you
Like watching what I
photosynthesize?
eat.
Oh, that makes sense.
Right.
I need to go on a diet. I need to maintain what I watch better.
Well, he's on that seafood diet.
What if he's doing Weight
Seafoods and he eats
Watchers?
Ooh.
No, it's not like that.
Watching the weight come
But I
on.
probably could stand to like be a little more careful.
Well, I
Just
mean, to be honest, you
being
probably
so
could
busy.
just stand more. That'd probably be better.
Could.
I could.
Maybe
I don't
the
want to.
U.N.A.S. would buy
I
me
think
a
the real
standing desk, but-
the real question about weight here is for you. Are you at a normal weight right now? Because when you're at home, I'm going to assume you don't really eat much. So you got to be eating great on board here.
I
Like,
eat
is
just
this
as
where
much.
you should be?
Like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I
What
think
about when
so.
we're home?
I eat the same stuff I've been eating here. Well, when we eat up in the shop, I eat the same stuff here as I do at home.
I just figured with all the kids, like, you said you feed your kids in, like, a just giant bucket. Like, do you just have
It's like
normal
slop.
food off to yourself?
It's like, oh, no,
You don't
I
eat the
cook
slop.
well for myself.
Oh, okay.
He has like a slop
Steak.
ladle. He just throws it on there. And
He, like, pours the oil or, like, the steak grease on top of
The little
slop for
one's
the kids.
always the last one because we go by order of rank and age. The last one's always like, please, sir, may I have some more?
More slop.
Yeah.
Do you have like a little pin you throw them all in and throw it in there, and it's like fend for yourselves?
Yeah, we have the triangle that you
like a trough.
triangle your ring right when it's dinner time.
He actually had 23 kids, and, you know. it was
They
just
ate the
that
other
size.
Yeah,
the other
six-course
ones.
game dinner. Hey, speaking of,
Cannibalism?
yes, I listened to. I forget what they call it.
Okay, it's ready for
almost like
inspection.
Oh, I'll go check it out.
All right. What you were saying?
I think it's
How's it
called
look?
a podcast. It's like a radio show, but like on the interwebs.
It's a bunch
talked
of
about
assholes sitting
podcasts
around
before.
talking,
Yeah, I think it's a podcast. But this particular one was about Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Ed Gein and
first man in here.
keeping body parts in the fridge. Stuff. It was really interesting. I just
All right, guys, we're done.
Okay, that's
Hopefully that's
good.
all cleared, by the way.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
he
sure
is like a whiz
With
with
the
his
whiz?
stuff. It looks like
He's a whiz with the poo.
he retiled everything and all of that stuff. It looks brand new in there.
Nice.
I think what you just missed is Chris, I'm relatively positive, just admitted that he's a serial killer or serial killer in training or something. I don't know.
Or is appreciative of cannibalism. I'm not sure.
If I
One
ever
of
had a
those
questionable death in my family and, like, say my spouse disappeared and they came into my house, I got bookshelves full of serial killer stuff.
Somehow
I would
that
probably
doesn't
be in
surprise me.
trouble. Huh?
Somehow that does not surprise me.
One thing I have noticed is the influx of people who listen to podcasts or TV shows or read books on serial killers lately is like blown up. I don't understand it.
You notice it's a lot of women at that.
That's true too. So
That's scary.
it is a
All the murder
little
mystery
scary.
shows out there.
Keeps me on the straight and narrow.
What's that? Oh God, what's that show that about like the super stalker dude? But tons of women are like super into it. Yeah, the show You. I've never seen it. I've seen the trailers for it, and it's about like some dude who's a stalker and I guess a killer or something. But there's women who are super into it, and it's like that is like the thing that people have been pointing at for the past.
just
20
really want
years
that
going,
attention in my
That is
life."
not good.
Because
that
they
show
want the
bad.
attention.
If he
I don't-
really
I don't know
loves you,
what it's
he will go
about.
out of his way to break into your house and watch you sleep because that's how he knows that you love him.
That's right.
But the irony is having loved this show, but in real life think that everybody's a creeper
Mm-hmm.
or just dangerous, whether it's, to adults or to children or whatever. Like, everybody is dangerous and should not be trusted.
So if you're an attractive man, it's okay for you to stalk somebody.
Dude, it's
makes
like
sense.
Well, I
It
mean,
makes sense.
everything can boil down to that.
Yeah.
Look at what is that book? The 3
50
books.
Shades of Grey.
The 50
Yeah.
Shades. Had that guy been missing teeth and living in a trailer, that doesn't become 50 Shades of Grey. That becomes a CSI episode.
Yep.
Just because he's attractive and he's got money.
Yep.
I never watched it. I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't think that people out there realize that we've made this transition over the past several years that guys are afraid, like, basically to be a guy. Like, we can't hold the door open anymore because...
Toxic masculinity? Is that what you're talking about?
Maybe. I don't really know. But, like, let's say a kid in the store crying because they're lost. There's no way in hell that I would ever be like, hey, are you lost, little boy? Do you want some help finding your mom? Because
think it's okay as
all
long
they
as you
would
don't
see
offer
on
him candy.
cameras later is
Adult
this
man talking to a
approaching
child.
a child and You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, what if you walked one direction down the aisle and the mom came up behind you from the other aisle? That means you're walking away with said child. It's a tough position to be able to help somebody nowadays.
Well, I think we talked about this before with the Karen-O, but the whole mansplaining thing too.
Yeah.
Like, I saw her last week, and she asked me a question, and I started answering the question, and then she got really mad at me and said I was mansplaining her and stormed off. And I was like, but I was literally
She's
answering
probably sick
the
of
question.
her wristwatch telling her all that stuff too.
Probably. But I was like, I'm literally just answering the question you asked me. I'm not talking to you any bad type of way.
There was
You know.
several months ago that I stopped and helped a woman on the side of the road who had a flat tire, and it was just me and my son, so I got him out of the car like, okay boy, you're going to learn how to change a tire today. So we got out, and I was, before I even got out, I just rolled down the window and asked if she needed help, and she said, yes, please. So I pulled over, and I got out the car, and as that was happening, she was picking up her phone and dialing someone. And, I got the tire iron, and I put it on the lug nut, ready to turn it, and she was like, okay, I have somebody here. I'm just going to stay on the phone with you this whole time. And, like, that's the type of community we are in. It's like, I offered help. I am helping, but for her safety, she needs to have someone on the phone during that time in case.
Well, it's unfortunate,
Honestly,
though,
don't
because
blame her about that.
yeah, that's a
It's-
50-50
that's
thing.
She doesn't know
I don't
you,
blame her for
so the
But
fact of
I'm
the
saying
matter
that's
is,
the type of society we're in
Yeah,
nowadays
agreed.
because of
Correct.
shows like
Yeah.
CSI, Criminal Minds, and True Crime in 2020.
Which
And
You mean the
really
news?
kinda-
is
You mean shows
dangerous.
like the news?
No, it's
fake news.
it could be the news, but the news only shows what they want us to see.
And
We're
they-
talking about everything else.
And
So-
they want fear.
A woman grows up.
And she was scared. She
with
was
that
scared
fear.
of the help
Yes.
of a 6-year-old, and
And it may have nothing to do with
She
you
doesn't
or what
know
you
you.
did.
That's the
But-
issue, yeah.
They are taught early on in their childhood
To be afraid.
to be afraid of us because there are people out there, nobody in this room obviously, but there are people out there will do bad things and prey on a woman whose tire is flat and on the side of the road and helpless.
It's the exact
It
same reason
does
why they're like,
happen.
hey, if you get pulled over by a cop and it's in an unmarked vehicle, like, don't get out of your car, all these different things that you're supposed to do. Call dispatch, tell them you just got pulled over in your location because they could be somebody who's fake and they're coming up to actually kidnap you. And it's all the shit that we grew up with. Like in movies, how many times did you see, like, that was the plot point? Like, somebody got a flat tire, someone comes over to help them and then knocks them out and throws them in the back of a trunk. The difference is what scared us or made us apprehensive younger has now transitioned as being something that people actually talk about happening actively. So
Yeah, but
people
at
grow
what
up thinking
rate,
that's
though?
actually going to happen.
statistically speaking, what is the true likelihood of that?
It's very
Would you-
low.
Would
It is
you
very,
rather
very
be
low.
But
so
the
think
issue
about
is
it. When we were younger, right? We were told, "Hey, you need help? Ask an adult." And now it's don't talk to strangers. So we're leaving kids to
I
not
got
be
don't talk to
trusting.
strangers as a kid, too.
Yeah.
I did too.
Well, think about it like this, right? And this is
Ask an
something
adult
that
was like somebody I knew.
Yeah, I've talked to my wife about this one before because she makes fun of me all the time. I have a ritual when I'm at home, right, where I go through and I check every single door to the house, make sure everything's locked, blah, blah, blah. She could say she checked it, and I have to go check it,
It's
right?
called OCD.
Because, well, yeah, partially.
I have that too.
But, and my wife will give me shit about it, and I'm like, okay, sure, statistically speaking, the chances of the one night that I don't check and one of the doors got left unlocked that somebody will come in is super low. But if that 0.1% happens to land up perfectly on that fucking day, and I didn't take the 5 seconds extra to check the thing, if this person didn't take the 5 seconds to call someone and go, hey, I'm just going to chat with you while this person helps me out, like, that's the way I think about something like that. That makes sense to me.
The biggest
But I
issue
think-
is that it's not that it's happening more. It's probably happening the same amount,
It's just being
but it's being put
recorded
out
more.
on news and reported more often, which is why it seems to be happening more often, which is making women more scared, making guys more scared. Like, I can't even accept free
Multiple
candy from
outlets.
strangers anymore. That's weird.
Multiple outlets on multiple platforms. multiple news stations, but it's all the same one story.
Well, here's the
But
real
you're just
question, though.
seeing that
Have
one
you
story
caught
30
yourself
times.
in a situation, because you just talked about it, right, with the little kid at the store. Have you caught yourself in a situation where you would have helped someone and then went, I don't want to open myself up to that?
I've definitely stood
No.
there and had an internal debate on whether or not it's worth it.
So that's the other
Or
side
I've had
of the
my
coin.
wife nearby, and I'll be like, "Hey, Mandy, I need your help." And then
I
just
need
let
an
her
adult.
do it.
I need an adult.
She's
Well, it's
live-
like there's no
for real.
answer. Have you ever heard of those guys who are like, hey, I will not have a private one-on-one meeting with someone of the opposite sex behind closed doors without my wife or someone of that sex there? Half the people you talk to are like, oh no, that makes sense because they're protecting themselves from somebody making an accusation, or they're respecting the spouse, whatever, right? And then the other half of the people are like, well, why is that like that? That's just because they think this way and they're sexist or they're holding people back.
James and Brandy
There's
were a
no
lot like
way
that.
to be the same on that,
What'd you say?
I just don't
Brandy
think
were a
we
lot
can
like
have
Mhm.
books out there that's called "It Takes a Village," because while I would like to think that that statement is true, I don't think it's actually happening.
It's
Because
definitely not happening. You know it's not
You can't say
happening.
it takes a village, but how many people would get so irate if they saw another parent scolding your child at the playground for hitting that maybe you didn't see? All you
If
see
I
is,
didn't-
how dare you yell at my child, even though rightfully so, and my child should respect all adults and
No.
listen to all adults.
If a person yells at my child or scolds them without me present, and I have no idea who they are, that's the key there. If I have no idea who you are and you are scolding my child, as you put it, or wanting to beat their ass, deserving or not, you don't know me, you don't know my life, don't touch my child.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the
understand,
difference for
don't
me.
touch
Is
them,
it
but-
words or is it touching?
Words or touching, I don't care.
But
You
I'm
don't
saying,
know
what
me.
if it was a more emergency type thing, like your kid is throwing rocks that you can't see because the slide's in the way, and that child says, "Hey, you stop that," and that's all you see.
Well, if a child says it to my child, that's fine.
No, if the adult sees it and yells
you
at
said
your
child.
child to stop throwing rocks, you would still be upset about that?
Yeah.
And that's why I think "it takes a village" is a false statement. That's why we have kids nowadays that want to put it on TikTok, live streaming this high school student being disrespectful for the teacher, and the teacher that we want to pay more and entrust them with the care of our children and say they're so valuable and essential to our community can't do shit to help raise your child. They just have to stand there and take it from this little punk.
And go about the proper way of punishing them.
Yeah, but then that's a process. That's red tape. That
So
doesn't happen.
what?
So
It's a
this
process.
conversation getting very political. I'm going to head out. I need to go eat some food.
That's fair. Do you want a soda? I feel like after what you just did in there, we owe you a soda.
Kriska.
No,
No.
it's okay. I still have the taste in my mouth from. So I'm good.
Taste in your
Yeah,
mouth.
you okay?
of What?
I think Criscas are needed.
Yeah, I agree.
It's been a minute. I'll be back.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Hey, what's up, Mighty Fowl? CMG Doom here with another announcement. If you got 17 kids like I do, sometimes putting meals together is a huge undertaking. Let me bend your ear to my friend Derek at Dad Bod Delights. He uses quick recipes with a limited amount of ingredients that are sure to entice even the chicken nugget mac and cheese palates of your most discerning kids. I promise you don't have to be a Ramsay level chef in order to enjoy these easy to make recipes. Trust me, because I'm not, and I've used a few of them. You can find all his work by searching Dadbod, that's DADBOD, Delights on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, or just follow the link in the show notes. And as always, tell him Doom sent you.
Hey, here's your drinks.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, man.
Oh, thank
Where
God.
did he go?
I need to wash the bile back down.
He said he was. I think he said he was gonna go eat or something. He was hungry
Oh,
after.
what the fuck? Well, here, you
Looking at
take
all
it, 'cause
that.
I got an extra one, so you take it.
Oh my God.
So
Dude, he
while I
said
was
he
out
had
there,
the taste in his mouth.
I was thinking about this whole, like, generational thing, and, it's taken a village and what prior people went into. And I don't want to get all angry, so I want to lighten it up a bit. But it made me think about my great-grandmother. And it turns out, when I go on leave this weekend, it is her 100th birthday.
Nice.
Jesus.
And I know it's short notice, but I have no idea what to get her.
It's not short notice.
What
You had
do
a
you
whole
get
year.
You had 100 years.
I was going to say you had 100 years to figure out what to do for this.
Well, I mean, short notice
And like a
for
horrible
me dropping it on you
grandson,
guys
you
is that I
dropped
need
it.
ideas. 'Cause
Skydiving.
I've been toying around with all sorts of things, but it's like, what do you do?
Yeah, there was a guy in
Like,
the
she doesn't-
news recently that was 100. He turned 100 and went skydiving for the first time.
I would do that. She just busted her shoulder and elbow.
She don't need
Oh,
that
and
to
you wouldn't
skydive.
want to give her a
Week ago.
fucking
She
heart
don't need that to
attack.
skydive.
I mean, the guy was 100 years old and he did it.
You do it tandem.
Yeah, she'd do it tandem because it'd be her first time. I'm assuming.
I'd
You're
go with
assuming a lot.
Yeah, do
her.
that too.
Skydiving again.
Yeah,
Shit's a blast.
never
But
been.
what else? What are some alternatives?
Bungee
She
jumping.
weighs like 85 pounds.
Indoor skydiving.
That's a
Yeah,
good one.
that could be cool.
Top golf.
Like I said, 85 pounds with a broken shoulder and elbow. That's all slinged up right now.
Yeah. Canasta set.
How about
Some parcheesi.
one of those dinner cruise, sunset cruise things?
I actually used to work on a dinner boat, and I was the cook.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'd show up. It was my second job, so I'd leave work, show up at this job, and cook dinner. And that's all I did. Cooked and then served it. Got to wear the little cute chef outfit and everything.
I bet you look so
My
cute.
wife had joked about getting it catered by half naked guys and have just the girls thing with some strippers.
That would be hilarious.
I mean, she's 100 years old, so
She's probably past the point of caring about
So
it.
get
Yeah.
the strippers.
I mean, the strippers would be funny, but I think it would wear on her really fast.
Because right now it's just like the family and some dinner and your typical stuff, but I feel like we need something to add that little extra.
Well, I'm saying if you're going to take her skydiving, make sure her heart doctor says that's okay.
Yeah.
Because
I think the strippers would be
adrenaline
more
could
for
kill
you
her.
guys anyways. So you could tell that story. Like, she's not going to care about telling that story. She's 100.
For what?
If
The
you guys
skydiving?
got her strippers, it would be
Oh, yeah,
for
yeah.
you to say that you got your 100-year-old grandma strippers. It wouldn't be for
Well, it wouldn't be me
her.
anyway. That would be
Don't lie.
my sister and my mom figuring that out.
Chris would be one of the strippers.
Ugh.
Vegas trip.
But it would be her, my grandmother, my mom, my sister, and my niece.
Okay.
What is that, 5
Vegas trip.
generations?
Yeah, is there any...
No, it's this weekend.
She
On
gamble?
Saturday. No.
She doesn't
Oh.
gamble? What has she done in 100 years?
Bingo.
What's like her big claim?
Bingo. All old people play bingo.
I don't know.
Hmm.
Like, I know
Maybe
her
just,
hobbies,
uh,
but there's nothing.
Well, we
Or
know there's
records?
one World War. There is a Vietnam-Korean War. Cold War.
There's a depression. Does Cold War really count in that?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was
Officially,
probably
actually
the
pretty
most
bad.
terrifying time in the world, in the United States, for a long time.
It was all subterfuge, so you didn't really know. Even you couldn't trust what
yeah,
was
but
being
you're
said.
like war. Cold War.
War
Cold
never
War
changes.
is more of like an era. It wasn't an event.
It was an event.
Yeah, it definitely was an event.
It
A
was
long
definitely
event.
an event.
I don't know. I was in a different country.
I mean, they made a video game about it, so
Made a lot of video games about it.
yeah. What about just like a remembrance of her? She lived 100 years. You could pull some stuff together and just kind of talk about her. Maybe
Oh,
I
sure,
know
we do
some
that too.
people like to do
You can read her
Um,
eulogy.
living eulogies. It's actually not that bad of a thing. Like, pay her the respect before she goes in the ground and never hears it.
Chris is like, we just miss her so much. Oh, wait. Well, we will miss
Hi,
you.
Granny.
Yeah. There is such a thing as a living eulogy.
I don't think I want to step there.
It's just kind of you're paying respect to a woman who has lived 100 years and deserves it.
100 years, huh?
There's so much you could talk about.
You talk
in
about
100
all the
years.
stuff she's lived through.
Yeah.
Now, where's your
But I
grandma
think that's
from?
like pretty expected. Like she would know. I mean, we already have like lists of the
But
top
does she
movies, the
remember
top
all that stuff,
songs,
though?
Everything
Huh.
from that day.
It's true, too.
Well,
See,
yeah, I don't know. 'Cause
she's
there's-
100.
I bet she doesn't.
There's quite a bit.
You don't even have to talk about world events. Talk about, you know,
Her events.
her and her husband.
Like her family tree. Do a
got-
fucking
yeah.
ancestry thing.
Yeah, I think my mom's on top of that.
You could just show, like, her at the base of the tree and everything that's happened because of her. I think a gift, I mean, she's 100. What are you going to give her that she has not had before?
Buy her a sports car.
There you go.
Rent
one
like
and
a super exotic sports car.
have somebody drive it around with her in it. She's obviously can't drive with a broken shoulder and broken elbow, but
Yeah. Don't go 0 to 60 as fast as you can. It might hurt her shoulder.
Get a P100D Tesla.
Ooh.
Take her for a ride in that.
Edison?
That would be like the pinnacle of technology from when she was born to now.
That is a really good thought process. I like
Yeah.
that. You know,
When were cars invented?
Teens, 1912, I think.
yeah, it was around that time.
ask her what her first car was and get that car.
You
I don't think
understand,
you
I
can
have,
pull
like,
that
3
off in a
days,
weekend.
right?
You could.
Well,
So that's something. How are you getting off the Taz? Like, we're not gonna be going anywhere for a little bit.
No, I have approved leave to leave from
Yeah,
here.
no. Okay, big deal. How are you getting off?
we are on land.
Are you just jumping, or what are you doing?
Is that why you were talking about going
No, through
parachuting?
the elevator system.
But it doesn't go down to the ground.
No, it goes down to the Jacob's ladder, and then they'll just throw a wire ladder off the side, and then continue on down.
And then what, like a...
Because I had heard they
Truck
were
just
using
picks you
drones
up.
to get people off. I just haven't seen it yet.
Fucking delivery drone for humans.
Yeah.
It's like a cage.
They have somebody like fly them down to an airport, say. That way you can actually get on there, and now you're not in the middle of the street jumping off a mesh ladder.
Dude, that just reminded me when you said that. I know you weren't in the Navy before, so you might not get this, but for the other guys, you remember when you had to do unreps back in the day? And they would do the PAX transfers
Mm-hmm.
with the cage going across with the person in the middle? Dude, what if the drone... like, did you ever watch one of the packages get dropped? Not a person, obviously, but, like, the helos drop, like, a bunch of packages in the water by accident. What if the drone is bringing someone off the Taz, and then it just go clink, and they just drop?
It like loses connectivity or something and just
Oh, my God.
falls to the ground.
Now, if I ever have to do this, I will not be not thinking about that.
I had one unrep where we lost an entire pallet of mail.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's sad.
it was sad, but our captain, he turned around and went after it, and we got it, and we recovered it.
It didn't sink?
No, it did not sink.
So the one time I've seen that,
It's all
it
that
dropped, and it, like,
Airbags and
as soon as it was
bubble
done, it
wrap.
was gone.
Yeah,
Like, it
this
hit
thing
and-
didn't sink. We turned around, we got it on board, and there it is, and a lot of packages didn't survive well. So the captain comes down, he's sitting there, and he's looking at it, and one of the packages that are open has a large purple pleasure toy.
You mean
And-
dildo?
Yes.
Okay.
It was a vibrator.
Oh, vibrator.
well, until the electronics fried.
One that whoa.
I don't know
Then
if
it's
I'd want to
just
use that
whoa.
thing anymore. But he sits there, and there's a bunch of people standing around looking at this thing, pointing and laughing. And he says, I think that's really expensive. I mean, not that I know, but that thing is really expensive.
That's
Not
really
missing
fun.
a beat. I was like, that's impressive. Okay,
Anyways.
so we've established you're jumping off a ladder. You don't know how else you're getting off. You just think you're jumping off a ladder in the middle of the street.
Maybe he's like jumping into the bed of a truck.
The Tesla he's gonna rent's gonna pull up alongside and he's just gonna step into the driver's seat.
Yeah.
It's just going to fly on board and pick him up.
Yeah, I mean why not?
I don't know exactly how. I just know that in 3 days we have a lot of, air ops going on. So whether it's airplane or helo, I don't know. but
Or
it's-
drone, because that'd be kind of cool.
That'd be pretty sweet.
I mean, it is way of
Drone ride.
Well, that's the thing. Does the drone grab you? Do you hold on to the top of it?
I don't
You know?
think I would trust anyone
No, they have harnesses
in this
for
room
that.
besides
Do they?
Leon to hold themselves up.
That'd be pretty cool.
Maybe they'd hang you by your feet.
Oh my god, that's
That way you don't have to hold yourself up.
You just
Like a
get
Houdini
to where you're going
jacket escape.
Yeah.
Just dangle.
and
Figure
then
it
pass
out,
out from all the
fuckers.
blood.
Yeah, they're like, we're gonna straight jacket you in while you're hanging from your feet so that you don't panic.
Yeah. We don't want to throw the balance off.
Yeah, we're
while
also
you're
gonna put
swinging.
these goggles on you so you can't see, so you also don't panic.
Don't worry, they're VR goggles and they're connected to the camera in the drone.
And don't panic.
Dude, that'd be trippy as fuck.
Oh my god, I would hate that so
Be
much.
inverted and seeing things right side up.
Oh.
Your brain would probably
And you
make
can't
you
move.
throw up.
It would.
Yeah.
You would just melt down. I think you would have a panic attack.
Have you guys ever done VR before?
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah,
How
For many things.
Because I haven't.
that does not surprise me at all.
I have
Games.
never done it. Right. I've done
Which do you want?
very minor stuff, but I don't understand how I see videos of like people in the middle of a living room, but they're getting scared because they're like standing on the edge of a building or something.
It depends
thinking
on
that
how
they're gonna
realistic
fall
the
over.
VR is that you're doing, because I've done like a pretty wide range of VR games and stuff. There's some of them that are
No.
so well done that any motion you make, like the stuff and everything adjusts with you, so you
I
can
mean,
be
it's
like
all
looking
a
off
trick
an
of the
edge.
mind, anyways.
Yeah. Like,
So
I've
I
done
think
it
of it
to
like that.
friends where, like, they're looking over an edge and they're like, oh, man, that's pretty cool. And then you just, like, give them a gentle nudge. It's just as long as their brain got tricked enough for that split second to think that it could be real, oh, it's gold.
Yeah, but
Every time.
there's some people that'll freak out for like 20 seconds, like thinking they're gonna fall off the edge or they're walking a tightrope.
Yeah,
Like you have to.
it's a trick of the brain. That's all it is.
Some people are just scared as cats.
Well, you think
Of
about it. If you like, your eyes and your ears are telling you one thing. What other senses do you have to prove that you're not there?
Common sense.
Yeah, just the knowledge that you're in the middle of a living room.
Sometimes that can be overridden.
Imagine for a second that you, like, put a VR headset on somebody while they were asleep and they woke up to something like that
I'm
and
sure it'll
didn't
come to that
realize it
one
at
day.
the moment. Oh, yeah. for
It'll
sure.
it'll start off as like immersive therapy, therapeutic properties of this, but really it's just to.
So ever seen
scare
that mid-2000s movie called Existence?
Yes.
you. No.
Same kind of thing. It's this like bioengineered video game that you like plug into your like head.
The Matrix.
Kind of. It's
Yeah.
kind of like the maybe but these people can't delineate what's reality and what is not. Whether they're actually in the video game playing it or they're in real life.
Yeah. The brain is so weird and how easy it can actually be tricked and how it figures stuff out. You know how people text and they short text? They don't use full words anymore because they're apparently either they don't know how to spell them or they just are too lazy. So when you're reading it, you know what those words mean because your brain interprets it and changes it to what it means.
It's like just acronyms in.
Well,
The
for
U.N.A.S.S.
normal functioning humans, it does that. Yeah.
Correct, yes.
What about that one video game, Striking Vipers? You guys ever heard of that?
No.
No clue what you're talking about.
Pretty good.
I get that reference.
Thank you. It's basically a video game,
Black Mirror.
like a fighting game, right? Just two opponents, and you're off in some exotic place.
He is
think
a
that you-
smoking
He is
hot
a
chick.
Female.
Oh, yeah,
Smoking
no,
hot
I'm
female.
grasping the
Characters.
concept. I've never
The
seen
concept.
I've never actually seen Black Mirror. I've heard a lot of good stuff about
You should watch it.
It's
It
good.
is good.
Pretty good.
Well, what threw me off is someone told me about the first episode with the pig, and I was like,
oh, that's like the
doesn't
worst
sound-
one. My favorite one's the rating one where you got to rate your interactions with
Oh, yeah.
everyone.
Probably the most truth one.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
That is
all I've ever
social
heard
media
about
right now
really
in a nutshell.
was the pig one, and I was like, that doesn't sound like it interests me at all. They're like,
They're
no,
all good.
it's really deep. I was like, that sounds like a show. That
Well,
takes
every
itself way
episode
too
is
seriously.
different. Every episode is completely different from
Yeah.
the previous one. Yeah,
Like
they're not
completely
related.
standalone?
Yeah, they're not
They're
related
all
at all.
standalone. Maybe some repeat people.
All
different
standalone,
game.
same concept.
Concept.
My
See, I'm gonna start
favorite-
calling all you fuckers out every time that I misspeak. You know.
Okay.
So I want to go back to Striking Vipers, right?
Yeah, he would.
So if it's all VR, would it be considered cheating?
So does
Makes you
it
think.
just depends on your significant other? Did they consider you?
You're not there with your significant other.
No, he was saying if you're watching the VR porn and your significant other is in there pleasuring you while you're watching the VR porn.
Yeah, but the point of the relationship is to be there in the moment with your significant other, which you're not.
That's true. You are with somebody else in that moment, albeit mentally. I consider that cheating.
See? There's always
That's
the
why
one.
there's always like work wives and stuff, because you have an emotional conversation with somebody else.
That is a
and you have-
completely different path to go down.
No, it's not.
See, it depends on how
There's a
you look.
mentality
If you look at it as
emotion.
just sex, then you're not cheating because you're not emotionally connected with that person.
Yeah,
If
it's basically
sex is
like
an emotional thing for you and your other person, then it is cheating because you're emotionally somewhere else with someone else.
See, I'm talking about it like this. Like, you, right? Let's say your spouse, your wife, is like, hey, I would be very interested in doing stuff with another person. And you're like, well, I'm not okay with that. And she's like, okay, that makes sense. Well, I'm going to put on a VR headset. You'll do all the stuff like normal, but from my perspective, I get to see something different. That'll satisfy what I'm craving.
I still would consider it cheating.
Eh.
For me, it's an emotional
But
thing.
it's also
and
different
it's
things for
being
different people.
connected with a person. You might not be connected with your significant other the way I'm connected with mine. That is just your choice. You don't want to have that with her. Go ahead.
And I think you're both wrong, because why are y'all fucking married?
I think that I get what you're saying, and
Different
I get
strokes
what
for
you're
different
saying
folks.
is that an
Yeah.
alternative.
I'm
but
not
I
knocking
also
him for
feel
his
like
views.
it's something that's it's in its infancy, and once like it gets to a certain point, and then it's more streamlined and more socially acceptable.
what about
and
fucking a
more of an
robot?
option to more people, people's opinions will change.
Like a sex robot.
I mean, if you can marry him,
There are people.
Is
like
that considered cheating? Because it's not
I
a
would
person.
say it's a sex toy.
Well, and I think that the difference with all this is like, even though Rob is,
What's
I
that?
do think that it is an incredibly unique perspective, because growing up, I remember my dad talking all the time about having like his hall pass, right? Like, oh, if I ever found this celebrity, like I'm allowed to have sex with them. Well, the difference is now is that
You can.
you can with a VR headset, but you're still with your significant other, getting to live whatever that fantasy is. Now, it's a completely different thing in my brain if that is a regular thing.
Now, let's talk about, you have the mental part, the actual physical part. You build something that you would put on that would go with whatever thing you're watching. It would give you the same sensations as
They-
what you're
they have
actually
to
I think,
watching.
yeah, I think that's already a thing.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
fuck me.
They have that, and you can sync it to porn for both a male and a female, and they have the male and the female toys that sync to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So you could be, say, in Florida, your significant other could be in Texas, and you could hook up through Wi-Fi, and essentially pleasure each other that far apart.
Fuck, man.
I think
That
they do
is a
with
real
kissing,
thing.
too, with, like,
However, I'm not going to
tongue
lie to you.
movements.
That terrifies me on a level of like, what if a hacker got into it? Well, not every dude's shaped the same. The piece of machinery has to work for everybody, right? If you are talking like somebody with a 2-inch penis has to use the same thing as a dude with a 12-inch dick, right? The machines on the inside.
I like how he delineated between
2 and 12?
Have
2-inch
proper
penis
medical terminology
and a
then-
12-inch drill.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what you would call a
That's fair.
12-inch dick.
That's fair.
Dick.
But anyways,
That's a
so
fucking dick.
think about it, right? Like whatever is going to be tightening in order to simulate, right, has to be able to work for both. Now, hacker gets in, tightens the living shit out of what that is, and you can't get it off of you. And then they're like, $1,000
Poor
and I'll
choice of
let go.
words.
Till I go
Unplug
fucking
it.
rip the Wi-Fi out and problem
Yeah.
solved.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. So that's actually like a built-in excuse. So when you're done in 45 seconds, you'd be like, "Oh, sorry, my signal dropped."
Yes, it did.
All right, I'm getting tired. I knew we were gonna watch something.
I'm gonna go watch something.
Hell yeah, yes.
Black Mirror.
I think we all just need to retire to our racks and think
Play
about what we
striking
just talked about. I'm gonna go order some stuff.
I'm going to go think about how Rob loves his wife more than I love mine,
I'm
apparently.
gonna go find somebody
should,
to hook
and
up
then
on
shame
this
yourself.
Wi-Fi with.
All right, later.
Later, guys.
Better.
U.N.A.S.S. Midwatch stars Robert Williams, Chris Sharp, Andrew Mingione, and Chris Short. Logo created by Natascha Mingione. Special guest,
Public Seaman J.Lo Ortega, played by Jerry Owens.
Thank you for listening to U.N.A.S.S. Midwatch.